Boom. Go. You done goofed already.
Fuck you.
Don't
ring,
done
ring, ring.
goof again.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Simpson merchants, and welcome back to Krown's magical and sensual crypto cave.
Get the hell out of here. You are a part of the goof troop, and the goof troop has been banned. They're banned from the cave. No girls allowed. No goof troops allowed. Get the fuck out of here. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a lovely Thursday morning over here from Helsinki, Finland. I'm getting eye surgery tomorrow, which I'm actually kind of scared about. Anyways, with that said, you don't give a fuck about that. We have plenty to talk about today, however, because we have not spoken since the last 12 or so hours, and Bitcoin's doomed out. And the question right now is, when low? When low? When trap? When reversal, essentially, of which we can talk about plenty of that today. And holy fucking moly, what the hell? There's three. Okay, yesterday we had a new all-time high on likes before the video even started at 200. Now it's at 300, which is ridiculous. Thank you. I want to sound appreciative, and I want to be appreciative, more importantly. But what the actual hell? And what the fuck, man? This channel's almost at 100,000 subs. I don't know what to do with this, man. I don't know what to do with this. This is insane. This was never supposed to be anything. I was surprised when it even got to 1,000, you know? It's kind of crazy. Just sitting in my own fucking cave talking about dildos. Fucking dildos. Who knew that 100,000 people would maybe be interested in even that. All right, so with that in mind, I want to say a massive and heartfelt thank you. We'll obviously meditate on those thoughts a little bit later, and perhaps I can put it into better words. But right now, we have many more important things to talk about that concerns perhaps better you. And with that said, let's get into the Krown Chain application right now, which can be found at app.krownchain.net. And I see a shit ton of people right here. What's up, Megan Hutchinson? What's up, Nimbo? There he is. What's up, Nimbo? Inspire growth in action. There he is. Gohan's mom, Sprocket. Good morning to you. I Vape. There he is. Philson. Hello, sir. Sensual indeed. Rion Dewett. Definitely Dutch. Yosek. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Maddie G. I see you, brother. Sandman. And a lot of people talking about SHIB today for good reason. Brawl. Good morning as well to you as well. Oh, and Elsa's here, I guess. Anyways, Jesus Christ, 550 likes? What is going on right here? Anyways, what do we see over here? We do see that Bitcoin dominance is starting to find its footing at about 45% or so. We see a lot of oscillations around that region, and I do suspect that when Bitcoin does start to actually lead this next rally, which I suspect that it will, we are going to see that Bitcoin dominance start to shoot up, and I suspect that that's going to really start to happen in about middle of November. I still stick with what I've been saying about Bitcoin dominance. I am massively bullish on Bitcoin after this little itty bitty pullback. Fear and Greed Index also taken a few points to the downside as well to a 73, which is incredibly interesting here. Again, the market is still somewhat in the greedy zone, and I mean, to put it in perspective, right, we've had about a 10% dump, and Bitcoin's pretty much still right around $6,000 as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, top 10 best coins, you know it's going to be Shiba. You know it's going to be Shiba right there. Holy moly, man. Curve DAO, Secret, that's a new one for me. I've never seen that one. Phantom Harmony, Polygon, once again on the winners list. Actually, I'm really liking that Polygon chart. And then we have some stable coins, so you know it's been a kind of nasty day. Let's go to the market data tab here, because I think that there's a lot of very interesting things going on right now. So the global funding rate is actually below 0.01% right now, which is less than what I consider parity. So what do I consider parity? 0.01. That is essentially par for the course. That means that, you know, we don't really have any major biases as far as longs versus shorts or anything like that. But within the context of our leverage setups right here, we are starting to see it's finally come down. The global leverage ratio has taken its first downtick since realistically, earlier this month, actually the beginning of this month, in fact. And then of course the open interest, as I will remove my face right here, you can see has come down significantly, all the way from our just under 15 billion with a B marker, now down to about 13 and a quarter or so, and falling, collapsing relatively fast. So of course this market, you know, and markets in general are a game of liquidity, and in this case, who's going to be providing the liquidity? Well, over leveraged positions, which can obviously be liquidated. And in this case, we did see a good amount of longs liquidated yesterday, but it seems to me that the shorts are being a lot more aggressive in this current price action. Again, I want to reference the flow analysis over here, the old flow A. Let me put my stupid face back on right here. And we can see that again for the last 24-hour period, as it has been consistent over the past, I think now 6 days. We've seen, a net market sell on perps, which are leveraged positions, of about 105.8 billion with a B yet again. So what does that mean? It means that shorts are being a lot more aggressive here. And if shorts are being a lot more aggressive, especially within this price action below $60,000 territory, that does imply that a move back above $6,000 really does start to bring into the forefront that perhaps we could see a bit of a bear trap. Now, I do not think that that would complete a bear trap. And technically speaking, as long as Bitcoin is below $62,000, I am still looking for Bitcoin to trade a bit lower. However, I am still long-term bullish. Like, make no mistake about it. It's very tricky right here because the short-term timeframes are a bit obtuse to the medium and high, and obviously macro timeframes well, all of which are bullish. So that is why this is going to be probably a bit choppy the next few days coming into the end of this month. And realistically, if you just want to kind of smooth the data out right here, and you don't, and you're not concerned about the lower term timeframes, well, looking at the higher term timeframes like the monthly is going to be very applicable. Anyways, going back on over here, do we cover everything that we want to speak about? Yes, I do think so. Again, the exchange's Bitcoin reserve continues to just crater down to hell, which is extremely interesting. I mean, there's, I guess, a lot of hodling going on. And even over here on the global liquidations, we still haven't seen like a major spike up. Like, we want to see something big in order to wipe these guys off. Otherwise, this is going to start to look like a lot more of an impending short squeeze at some point, as we really haven't broken any major ranges here, just short-term time frame stuff. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to get onto this pane over here. And I just want to mark off the exact area that I'll be starting to look at this as a confirmed bear trap. That would be back above about $62,000 for myself. Why is that? Because we have a gap right there on CME specifically. And CME is, you know, the exchange that I essentially default into a potential, situation like this. So first and foremost, you know, short-term timeframes are we likely to bounce here, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. Pretty much yes, same thing as yesterday, as we did say. However, any sort of bounce that essentially fails to get back above $62,000, then still the same disposition as before. I'm still looking for lower targets to be met somewhere down around, you know, $55,000, maybe $56,000 territory. But, at the end of the day, this is still just shaping up to be another higher low on the daily, of which we haven't had one ever since $40,000 territory. So this has been one straight zoom to the upside. In fact, making new all-time highs along the way, which is like not necessarily bearish. But now we get to play the game of where does the next higher low come in around. And right now, could it be around the daily 21? I mean, that would be, a pretty popular area, I think, for a lot of people. Absolutely. However, I do think that, there are still several things suggesting that we could come down about $55,000 to $56,000 territory, as that would, of course, wipe off a lot more of the leverage longs, and then we could perhaps put in a bit of a better bear trap right around that territory and grab some more liquidity for another move to the upside. Again, if you're not concerned with the lower term timeframes, what can I essentially point you towards? Well, it's actually very simple right here, incredibly simple, in fact. Looking at the bi-monthly and monthly closure, we have something incredibly important right here. In fact, if you just want to shut off the video after this and say, fuck you, Krown, your stupid octopus hair is shitty and I hope you die, which is aggressive. Like, hey man, just give my thoughts on the market here, that's all. Would be if we get any sort of a bi-monthly closure above $56,000 territory right here, we will be trending above the topside trend band yet again after a small consolidation right at the 9 exponential average, which is fine. This is a bi-monthly chart. Let me remind you the last time what happened when we started actually trending above the topside trend band. Well, it did lead on towards this move from bottom to top, about 350% gainer. The time before that was way back on over here in 2016 run, resulting in the $20,000 high. That was a phenomenal gainer. We don't need to, repeat those numbers because they're just ridiculous. And then the one before that, the only iteration before that was actually in 2013, 2014 over here, 530%. Anyways, with that in mind, it should also be known that the monthly can technically do the same thing as well, although just closing anywhere above $56,000 is going to really make me bullish coming into the end of this year. It's just, the question is, where do we find this next higher low, essentially? That would be my main disposition. And of course, I've actually forgotten to even mention this. Shame on me for this one. But over here on the monthly Stokes, actually, momentum oscillators will be turning back up again and holding within the bullish control zone with any sort of a closure above $47,000 territory. So we'd have both, Challenger bands, which are obviously a volatility-based indicator, and then we'd have monthly Stokes, which is a momentum indicator going in the same direction. This would obviously be trend continuation as well. And let me see where actually like 5-day vol is right now as well. I expect that it's probably no, it's actually not that low. Oh no, yes, it is coming off the lows right there. Let's actually adjust this. I just want to see if we put on a 100 look back period, if this looks a little bit more interesting, because that can be a good read sometimes. Kind of. It's getting about the same thing anyway, so I don't think that we need to go to that. I'm just going to go back to 252 because that is the tried and true, and we're essentially expanding from the same area anyways. These sort of areas down here. So Again, long-term macro, nothing's really changed for me. Still bullish. Just trying to interpret where this next higher low comes in around. Anyways, these last 3 iterations right here, getting some pretty major moves, both to the upside and the downside. Obviously, the last one coming to the upside on the bear trap from July all the way to our early September highs, and then the one before that was your May bull trap coming in from about $60,000 territory all the way down to $30,000 territory. So I do expect that this has more to go on it, as typically we do start to, at the very least, see volatility tick up into the 70 percentiles. And right now, for reference, we're at 58.33 percentiles. So I'm looking essentially for trend continuation first and foremost. If you also want to look at the PMARP over here as well, we are being above the moving average on this has been historically, generally good. I won't go through an analysis on that. Maybe I'll save that for like a long-term analysis on Sunday. I want to get back into the short-term timeframes now, however, because that is that is where a lot of this action's going on, and down, or not necessarily down, but that's where it's at. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's hang out here on CME. I'm going to adjust this chart so that we have the blue box territory in the most relevant region. I've also got the $60,000 territory marked off right here as well. That's less important. Of course, that's less important, but I would be looking at that as sort of like, a referee throwing a yellow flag saying, hey, warning, this potentially is going to be a bear trap. And then of course confirmation would be above, about $1,000 or a couple $1,000 higher than that, above about $62,000 right there. But let's see if we see anything that's obvious right here. As far as that goes, 4-hour RSI, do we see any divergences? No, or actually we do have a very slight amount of bullish divergence come off this, which is probably going to be good enough to get Bitcoin to test $60,000 at least. The question is, do we actually clear above that level or not? That obviously remains to be seen. Hourly right here does look a little bit like a short-term reversal. Yes, again, short-term targets up to $60,000 territory is certainly not out of the question. The question is, does Bitcoin close above that region or not on a 4-hour? Now, is it consistent with the with spot price action here as well? Let's go check it out. Yeah, more or less. We do see an hourly jewel signal to the upside. We do see volatility coming off the lows here as well. Yeah, if that expansion does come to the upside, that would look good. Could we have a bit of a continuation condition on the very short-term timeframes? I do believe so, yes. If Bitcoin does tick above yesterday's spike high here at about, 59,636 on BitMexico, then yeah, I'd be looking for that next move up, another $500-$600. And then the question is, do we close above there or not? That would initiate the first warning signal. Again, not confirmation of a bear trap until Bitcoin starts to get back above healthily $62,000 territory, preferably on a 4-hour closure. Probably could use an hourly in this case as well. If that starts to happen, things are going to look really, 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 really good. If Bitcoin shows any weakness around this region, that's at the point where I'd really be looking for the next leg down into about the $55,000 territory. And again, that's simply just based off of, hey, God damn it, it's not based off anything there, because my chart apparently is gone with the wind. Where'd my damn charts go? Fucking charts. At it again. But you can see that the daily 55 is going to start to come within that region. And of course, if we do take a Fibonacci retracement here, you will notice that the 382 Fibonacci retracement is right around about $55,000 territory as well. So right now we are basing off at the 236. Sometimes you do find your lows around that region in extremely bullish markets. And yeah, Bitcoin is in a bull market, at least as far as I'm concerned. But are we that bullish? Because those don't happen too often. I actually would have to reference my notes, but I believe it's less than 25% probability for that to actually, put in a major low right there, especially after coming off of a run like this. You're usually going to retrace a little bit deeper, and the 382 would be like the first area that I really interpret as that. If things do fail around there, then obviously the 0.5, just around $52,000, which is also your prior high from September, would kind of make sense. Other than that, I do think like max down for Bitcoin would be somewhere around the 618 at about $48,000 to $49,000 territory. Now we're very, very far away from that. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. That's just a possibility if the $55,000 level does essentially fail. Until that happens, I think that 55 has a pretty damn good chance right there. It's a pretty damn good shot, as we did see a nice little consolidation within that region. And I typically like something like that. And also, when you're in a trending market, you do look for your major lows to come in somewhere right around the 55, which is going to start to align with that region. I would guesstimate actually literally by the last day of October. In fact, so somewhere around there, it very likely does come in line with that. And that would be completely fine. Again, we're dealing with big numbers here, so you can't expect that. We're going to have big ranges, obviously. Anyways, let's go check out momentum oscillators on the shorter term time frame, see if they are suggesting a bit more of a bouncy bounce or not here. And yeah, actually 4-hour stocks will be crossing back up from a very low level here with any sort of a closure above 58,500 essentially. And we'll probably, well, we're not going to see this one together, but right after the stream, about an hour after the stream, you will see the result of this, and that's coming in about 2.5 hours here. So if that does close above 58.5, yeah, I'd be looking for a continuation of bounce first. Pray that Bitcoin doesn't show weakness below especially $60,000 territory, and then we'll come back later. Also getting a fresh signal, which is going to precipitate that Stoke signal on my little indicator right here. Actually, still working on that one, but I'm starting to feel a lot more confident with it actually. Anyways, buy hourly, do we see the same thing? Yes, we do. Really wound up down around here. 58,800 going to be the magical number as well. That one's going to be confirmed within the next 32 minutes, by the way. And if we go down to the hourly, same thing, coming in from a very low level here as well, 58,300. So I do think that Bitcoin is, at the very least going to bounce here. The question is how high do we get? How high is Bitcoin about to get? And then we can look to the medium term timeframes to take over or not. So again, 12-hour stocks come in all the way down to 60,900. We essentially have seen a full-on reset of these. I imagine CME is about the same. Yeah, pretty much the same. Although 63,000 bucks going to be the magical number on that one. And daily, same thing here as well. $63,000 territory is going to be the magical number right there. So it's still going to take a little bit more time for your medium and higher term timeframes to catch up here. But again, it's just, a game of ranges right now as far as I'm concerned. So with that in mind, I am going to maybe get onto the comments right now. Let me turn on the alerts over here. Where are they? There they are. Found them. Let me take a sip of this water and and by the way, major thank you for all of the comments about coffee yesterday. I've actually made a few changes with that, and so far I think it's better. I think it's better because I noticed that when you do like filter coffee, right, there's like little fucking seeds, like little coffee ground up seeds that kind of align with it. And well, I think that it's just like massively irritating. So I'm gonna take a sippy sip of this and then we'll get into it right now. Please stop spamming though, Mr. James, because it's annoying to everyone else who's, acting like a normal person here. So yeah, man. Hey, just to warn you if you're new here, if you are new here, you're more than welcome to stay here. Obviously, we want to be welcoming to new people, but please do understand that you're expected to act like, a normal person in the chats here, because, well, if you just spam the same fucking ticker over and over again, or if you spam the same message over and over again, it pisses everyone else off, and it kind of makes for like a bad community experience. So hopefully that's done in a respectful way. But yeah, man, just understand, like, we do have some standards here. So I'm gonna sip this. Timo420 says, "Ban James." He definitely is that a Finnish name? Are you Finnish, sir? That is a Finnish name, I do believe. His name is Timo420. Let's see. The Yol Bear says, "Is 1 inch still looking good? Please lead with that. I got to go to bed, then watch the rest." Not going to lead with altcoins ever, but we can look at it now. Certainly. Let's see. Maybe not the up contract, but the regular one over here. And how we doing? Okay, so we called a pullback on 1 inch yesterday. We're coming down to the $5 area right now. Should I record this one? Yeah, let's record this one. It's actually still okay here. All right, here we have 1 inch, which I'll do the old stupid joke here. Oh man, it grew to 5 inches, or actually almost 8 inches right there. Not bad. Actually, not bad at all. Doubled up. I wish I could do that. Anyways, my worm is pathetic. Looking at the volume signature over here, this is of significance, and you're getting your first pullback from that. I do believe yesterday we said a pullback to 530 was very likely, and then we wanted to judge the response around there. Obviously, that is, I imagine, going to be broken on the 4-hour right here, and then next target down to about $5 even. So I actually would be looking for higher lows within this region. Again, this is important. When you see a breakout like this on volume, it's changed behavior. You have an obvious accumulation range coming in from these lows, basically all the way throughout June, summer to kind of where we're at right now, and it's being resolved at this moment. So I essentially look at this breakout as real as long as you're closing daily dildos, especially above $5, which does imply that this is, a short-term consolidation. To reference yesterday's title, short-term pullback, consolidate, and then very likely does lead on with the rally, probably early middle of November. Now the weekly would throw a lot of people off, myself included. I mean, that is just one nasty wick, but at the end of the day, this is an altcoin, and that's just what you can expect. And I think the 5-day smooths this data out a lot more. And again, I think that you might have even seen the majority of this pullback already. So short term, I'd be looking for this one to trade a bit sideways within this region. maybe try one more slight wick lower, and then try for some bounces back into the upper $5 territory, and then very likely set it up for, you know, a decent November, if that. Let me just go see what momentum oscillator is looking like right here, just to match them up and see if they agree with that or not. And I don't know, maybe we go to this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, daily stocks were actually down throughout this whole rally. That's how crazy that is. Will turn back up above 641. 4 hour, I imagine it's gonna be a little more accurate. And again, yeah, it's been down throughout this whole rally. Like, Jesus Christ, man, can't trust your oscillators throughout moves like this. Obviously, 635 gonna be the magical number right there. So again, I don't think this one's trending to new highs anytime soon. Hourly is gonna be popping back up above $5. So I want to see like a couple hourlies close above $5, and then yeah, I'd be looking for you know, sideways bounce range between about $5 and $6, and then probably sometime in early November, maybe middle of November, I'd be looking for this one to try for some more upside again. Again, invalidations with the daily below about $5. And until that happens, you know, I do remain like long-term optimistic on this one. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for 1 inch all the way to 8 inches. Jesus Christ, man. Powerful alts. Like, what am I doing looking at Bitcoin when fucking Shiba derp coin is going? Shiba coin. Someone made like the best trade maybe in humankind's history in Shiba coin, where they must have made like 5 billion, I think. What the hell? What's going on here? Anyways, Tompo553 says block 1 hour and 4 hour, please. Sure, man. This is Blocktopia. Sounds cool, actually. Anyways, you look at that in hourly and a 4 hour. Okay, hourly does look like a little bit of a higher low going on right here. Let's see, PMARP kind of coming off the lows, momentum turning up, which is, I suppose, okay. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like. Just yeah, okay. So this one actually is looking like a bit of a low setup going on right there. I want to see if this one does actually have some hidden bullish evidence, as you would kind of whoops, that's not it. What was the ticker? BLOK. Okay, got it. There we go. Okay. We expect some hidden bullish evidence if it is going to put in a higher low right here. And do we have a potential? Yes, we do. We're making significantly lower lows on 4 hour RSI, and price action would obviously be making higher lows right here. So how would you confirm this? Trading back above your last 4 hour spiked high, and especially closing above there at 5,600 would do it for me. Or sorry, that's 5.6 cents. And then I'd be looking for a float sideways and up back around the prior highs, and, you know, probably continues on with the rally. A very immature chart. It hasn't been around for too long, but you know, looks fine right there realistically. Even the hourly, I think, is yeah, the hourly is okay here too. Again, invalidation on that one short term below about 4.9 cent. Be looking for moves back down to 4.4 if that were to happen. Until that happens, one just still looks okay here. Anyways, what else we got? What's up, Farhan? Morning to you as well, sir. CELR 4 hour and daily, sure. Yeah, this one's been very popular these last few days, it looks like. So, oh dear lord. Getting fucking wrecked right there. Looks like my LARP lines over here did not work. No! How dare they? How dare they indeed? You are right on the 55 on the daily right here. Is that what you actually want to look at? Yeah. You know, if you do start to close below about 11 cent, I'd say that this one's going to go for a pretty deep tumble all the way down to 8 cent. But until that happens, you know, do you have potential hidden bullish evidence here? Actually, no, you do not. Volatility is on the ground, and this one just put in a lower high. Should we be looking for reversals? Technically, yes. 4 hour, does it say bounce first? Very likely, yes. Probably bouncing back up to 13.5 cent. I would say that this one's going to look pretty damn good again if you can start to close 4 hour dildos, especially above 14 cents. But until that, just short-term bouncy. Any sort of weakness below 14 cents would just be your next lower high in the short-term timeframes, and, you know, very likely does get ready for another downside move. I'm inclined to say that this one's just, you know, it's an altcoin, so it's got less liquidity in it, and you know, this one just got hammered a little bit harder yesterday, so perhaps this, you know, we need to give this a bit more of a what's it called, I don't know English, a little bit be a little more lenient with it is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you know, as long as you're below 14 cents, I do think that this one is, well, it's technically a lot more downside angle, to be fair. Although, you know, where would I be looking for continuation of the downside to that? I think it was 8 cent target. 4 hour closure below about 11.8 cent would do it for me as well. Either that or the daily closing on new lows would look pretty damn bad. Until that happens, though, you know, it's probably going to do whatever Bitcoin does, and Bitcoin's showing a little bit more short-term up than not. So I'd give it a chance first. Obviously, 14 cents going to be a big area. What's up, Darren Garish? Krown is getting laser eyes installed. Bull run confirmed. If only, man. I'm actually getting my my vision fixed. It's called smile therapy. I think it's called, it sounds like a scam. It sounds like a fucking scam, like light therapy. Can I get a yeah? There you go. But apparently it's only going to it's only going to take like a couple of days to recover from, and then all good to go again. So I'm excited about that, man. I haven't been able to see since like I was 10. It's been a long time. What's up, Josh? Good morning to you. Get Elsa on Cameo. What's Cameo? Is that like OnlyFans? I don't know what it is. Is this like a new social media or something? Well, I guess I am. All right, what else do we have? Simon Cardi, what's up, man? Thank you for that. We miss Scott Barney. Yeah, it's actually funny, man. I actually saw a bot account yesterday with the name Scott Barry, and I thought it was Mr. Barney, and then he was like telling us to contact my broker at this fucking random WhatsApp number. Anyways, you want to look at Ethereum? Yes, let's definitely look at Ethereum here. We really haven't even looked at Ethereum too much over the last few days. So let's see. Okay, did we close a 5-day above that pivot? Fucking right at it, man. God damn. I mean, this still looks really good to me, man. I'd like to record this one. Okay, here we go. All right, here we have Ethereum versus the dollar, of course, and we are grinding up once again around the prior all-time highs. This is obviously long-term very good. The question is, does it come down a little bit more and try to set in what would be just another higher low? Well, technically speaking, this is shaping up to be perhaps a higher low right here. In fact, I mean, it's right around the 21. There's your last low right there. Very constructive rally, and we would have hidden bullish divergence going all the way back, yeah, to those middle of October lows, which is right here. So that is good. How would we confirm this as a higher low? And I suppose get ready for the Boolah party. Well, closing a daily back above about 4,100 would certainly do it for me. I don't necessarily think that it's going to happen today, but if you close today something like this, and then tomorrow you pop back up and close above, let's say 4,100 on a daily, yeah, that'd look really, really good. Keep in mind that BBWP is also on the floor here as well, so expansion alongside trend continuation would obviously imply, well, in this case, a macro breakout. I mean, we're right there on the monthly, or sorry, not the monthly, although we are there on the monthly as well, but the 5 days, the chart that I'm looking at right now. And we would have technical target on a break of this topside resistance right here at about, well, 4,000 on a 5-day, that is, or on a weekly as well, probably does it. And that'd be pointed up towards the 414 Fibonacci extension at about 54.20 or so, which is quite the run, dare I say. So of course, you know, Bitcoin's going to run this market, and you know, if Bitcoin does reach a little bit lower for its higher low, let's say around $55,000, if that does happen, I'd be looking for Ethereum somewhere down around about 35 to 3,600 or so, and that's kind of where I'd be angling my cannons. Until then, this one actually has a more mature setup than Bitcoin right now. Short-term timeframes looking good for short-term push back up somewhere around 40.60, maybe even as much as 40.80 or so. Let's see what the hourly looks like. Yep, same thing right here. Short-term reversal in progress. I would get a lot more excited about this one on the short-term time frames. Maybe even front-running maybe even front-running that daily higher low call on the daily with an hourly above even 40.90 at this point. Let's see what lower-term time frame momentum oscillators are suggesting over here and see if they agree with that. If they do, that's going to start to look, you know, decent. Daily will pop back up above 41.70, so that's probably not happening today. 4 hours actually going to pop back up above 39.75. Closing in 2 hours, 19 minutes. Not bad. 2 hour is going to be actually crossing up freshly. Same area, 39.64. Good. That's happening in 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Hourly is already up, as you would expect, and it will remain up as long as above 3,900. Yeah, I do think short term, very, very likely to continue the bounce alongside Bitcoin. And then the question is, can it clear above, let's say, 40.90 on a short-term time frame? If it can, it's going to look pretty damn good for putting in a bit of a bear trap right there on the short-term time frames. Higher-term time frames just look like another higher low. It's good. Dare I say, pretty damn good. Let's see. Is there anything else that I want to address here? Yes, definitely. Right on over here on the secondary chart. Okay, so let's pull up Ethereum. Okay, whoa, that is getting crazy over here. Anyways, monthly, which will be closing on Sunday. However, wherever we close tomorrow on Friday is likely going to be wherever Sunday is going to kind of land anyways. At least in my experience, that's typically where we get pinned around. Any sort of a closure above 3,900 is going to look good for new highs in November and probably new highs in December as well, as the bi-monthly would also be trending above the top side trend band. I mean, this is good. This is good long term. The question is just short term, do we reach a little bit lower or not? I do suspect that there is a legitimate possibility that that Bitcoin and Ethereum have actually put in the lows right here, and we do not go lower. Again, I want to see my conditions fulfilled here, but it's acting right if it is going to do something like that. Of course, I should also talk about downside conditions as well. Any sort of a lower high below about 4,100, even on a 4-hour time frame, and yeah, I'd still be kind of looking for that next move down somewhere around next targeted region would be about 3,750. Probably bounce there and then come back and see where Bitcoin is after that. But hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Ethereum. Yeah, interesting one right there. Let's see. BK says Sir Luna USD 4-hour daily weekly. Yep, let's get this one out. Yeah, Luna. I put an analysis on this one a few days ago. Definitely would have been shaken out on this one, man. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be wrong on that one. But here's the thing. Oh no, it actually wasn't invalidated because the invalidation condition was below 34.25. And yeah, we have certainly not closed below there. Wouldn't mind another run at about 36.5 to 36 or 37. Let me actually record this one. I think this one's rather important right here. Here we have Terra Luna, that is, versus the dollar. And while this one has had a pretty nasty last 24 hours, and my short-term analysis on this one from the last video would have certainly been wrong, this is still actually okay. I mean, as long as it's above about 34.25, you still hold these higher lows right here, and that is, I mean, the 55 is coming in right around about 36.5. So if we get another move down around there, I actually look at that as an opportunity. I do not really get bearish on this one or looking for like a full-on reversal until we take out the downside condition, the same one from the last video on the higher term time frames, which is 34.25 on a daily closure. If that happens, yeah, I'm looking towards 25 or 23.5, somewhere around there. But for right now, let's actually go reference the short-term timeframes. Yeah, just based off on the 200 simple and whatnot. Short-term, I would be looking for a rally back up somewhere around about $42. I would not say that this one's necessarily in the clear though, and in a position of strength yet again for the short-term timeframe specifically. The higher-term timeframe is very much unchanged here. As long as you're above about 43.5, let's see what momentum also to say on the short-term timeframes. As if they are pointed up right now, then that might start to look okay. Let's see, hourly. Hourly, what are you doing? We'll be up above 39.85. Okay, that is consistent right now. Will be confirmed in 15 minutes and 45 seconds. 5-hourly is 39.78. Okay, same thing, closing at same time. 4-hour closing a couple hours later is going to freshly cross up above 39.75. So yeah, short term is bouncy here. Probably looking at a move somewhere around, at the least 41.25. But I do think 42.25 is kind of where I'd be looking towards. Then the question is, does this one actually close above 43? If it can start to close above 43 on a 4-hour, I actually would say that this one's put in its next higher low on the daily, and it's going to look pretty damn good for November yet again. I still stick with the same daily condition right here, 34.25. That's kind of the line in the sand on this one. If you do start to crack back down below there, bad. Until then, sideways is good for the Bulas. I just don't think it's necessarily ready just yet. I think this one still kind of bakes and lets volatility cool off a little bit more. As long as the moving average is kind of stifling this, I do look for this one to kind of base in the single digits a little bit longer and then actually go for the move. So still good long term, I do think. But short term, actually showing some tingles right there. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Luna. Luke Bowden, appreciate that, man. But have a message as well, sir. Oh, there he is. What's up, Josh? All right, Ethereum Bitcoin. Yeah, let's check it out. Where's my Ethereum Bitcoin here? Oh, it's here somewhere. I know it's got to be here somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Where'd you go? There it is. Found it. Nice one. All right. So yesterday, we got that move to 7 million Satoshis yesterday. I was looking for a continuation yesterday as well, and I think I'd actually say the same thing again today as here too. I mean, this one's just being held up by the 55. Whenever you see something like this, and the 21's actually trading below and starting to chase the 55, especially with the 10 as well, doing the same thing. This is setting a base right here at 6.7 million Satoshis. Now, that was a condition yesterday for looking for actual downside closing below there, and confirming this as another lower high on the higher term time frames. But so far, the response has been pretty damn good, man. I don't think that's what's happening right here. 4 hours says no as well. 4 hours just gotten a golden cross right here. I consider this a test of the golden cross. I look at this one as bullish, especially as long as you're, Jesus Christ, too many damn lines right here. I look at this one as good as long as you're above 663 million Satoshis. Like, that's not bad. 5-day, how did that one close? Good. 5 days bullish. I think this is like a macro higher low right here, man. Do we have hidden bullish divergence? We do. That was confirmed on yesterday's closure. Okay, good. I'm still looking north of 7 million satoshis. Probably next major area at 7.2 million satoshis. Let me just double check. Is that the topside area right here of this range? Yeah. I'd be looking for a bit of a pullback around this region, but overall, man, I don't really have any. I have no reason to be bearish on this thing, especially as long as it's above 663. Even on lower term time frame closures. Below there, yeah, I'd be looking for another run at the lows at 6.16, but all higher term time frames are bullish here. It's consolidating after a major macro run. So I like it, man. Actually, you specifically asked about the weekly. I didn't even look at the weekly. Weekly is just kind of a lagging version of the 5-day here. Still good. I do think that you will pull back somewhere around about 7.2 million satoshis, but that's fine. This being a higher low is, well, what is it going to look like? It's going to look like one massive ascending triangle now, isn't it? Just beautiful. Beautiful, sir. So I like it long term. I just don't think it's ready just yet. Probably looking at a resolution around January, if I had to guess. Typically, these sort of formations do break when they're about 70 to 75% full, and that's going to be, earliest January, latest probably late February. Yeah, something like that. Still a good setup, though. I just think it takes time, man. Franz, what's up, man? May I have your best overview on Cardano? Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, this one I was certainly wrong about the other day because I was a little bit more biased towards the upside. And we hit the downside trigger. And do we hit the downside target that would result from that at about 170 to 175? Close, 187. Or sorry, 1817. Jesus, dyslexia is fucking me today. I do look at this as a break, though. I think Cardano comes lower, man. I actually do think it comes lower. So this measure move could be applied to both the upside or the downside breakout. We got the downside breakout right here. Should be looking towards, 165 or so. Sorry, 170 or so. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. It is bouncing off the 200 simple right here. Yes. I look at this one as bearish, especially as long as you're below the last lower high now, which is 215. So before, resolution conditions to the upside were about 2.25. Now can move this down quite a fair bit. 217.5. It's likely to bounce off the 200 simple and 200 exponential average, but I do not like this setup right here. Yeah, or at least I wouldn't like it for the bull laws. I'd like it for the bear laws here. Daily jewel down. Yes, it is very aggressive there, but volatility pointed up. I'm probably looking for trend continuation here. Yeah, all higher term timeframes did kind of break down here, so. This one is very much obtuse to a lot of the other analyses that we are looking at, which is interesting. Even the monthly, showing that same sort of 160-ish area. I wouldn't say like it's super long-term bearish or anything. Just do be aware that we do have some bearish divergence on the monthly right here. So at the very least, probably looking for next month down to like 160 or so. If things fail there, then big downs to like $1. But if Bitcoin holds it up here, then I expect that Cardano probably doesn't get beat up too badly. What about short-term timeframes? Short-term bouncy, can bounce back up to $2 easy. I don't look at that as changing anything. It's not until it gets back above about 217 where I start to look at it as okay. That was a bit of a trap, a very nasty trap, and well, all good from there, I suppose. It would be weird to be like super bearish on Cardano and not bearish on pretty much the rest of the market, though. So I don't know what to make of that. Usually that's going to be a signal that that is going to be wrong. What's up, Josh? Take the octopus hair fund. It sounds endangered. My squids and octopuses are definitely an endangered species right now. It looks like a garden. Yeah, Elsa thinks it looks like a garden. I need my bucket hat again. Tank Silver says Shib looks like a lot like Shib on the weekly. Like shit. Let's go check it out. Man, this one is like, what do you make out of this? This is why I kind of don't like to trade or analyze these things. Just, oh man, they're just gonna do whatever the fuck they're gonna do. Invalid symbol. What do you mean invalid? What do you mean invalid symbol? Maybe KuCoin. Come on, TradingView. I think it broke TradingView. I think it actually broke TradingView. Hold on. Okay, my other text is working. Please respond. What the fuck is going on, man? What's going on here? TradingView? TradingView? I think it's actually broken, man. Oh, it's working. It's working. All right, we did it. All right, yeah, it does look like it's getting its first nice sell off here. What the actual fuck? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Let's record this one. All right, here we have SHIB versus the dollar, and man, this one is this one's just been such a fast mover. I think we put out an analysis yesterday that after it hit 6,000 right around here, yeah, this was yesterday's video. Yep, 10 a.m. my time exactly. We were looking for a pullback somewhere down around the mid fours. We got that pullback. Like the analysis happened. What I thought would happen over like the next few days happened within the next few hours. That's fucking insane, man. As always, I'm terrible with timing and everything, but these sort of things, this is why I go for levels right here. And then we got massively new highs. So with that in mind, this is your first major change of behavior right here. Big volume on the selling. In fact, your biggest volume spike on the hourly that we've seen here in a while now. So I do think that the run is over for a while. Very, very likely. You're going to see bounces. Very likely next big bounce at around 6,000 or so. Bounce can come back up aggressively anywhere around 7,000 to 7,500. But I'm just looking for lower highs right there. I do suspect that you've seen like the actual highs here for a while. At least on the shorter term timeframes, for the love of God, we get pretty much a perfect jewel sell signal, except it's not supported by DMI, but this is your first like really, really good one in this whole territory right here. Volatility is obviously on the ceiling, as you would expect, because this thing's just been a rocket ship to the moon and beyond. And I mean, daily's still not like long-term bearish or anything. This thing can come back down to like 5,500 and still, potentially put in a higher low there. But this thing's been zooming to the upside. Obviously, we haven't seen a higher low realistically since 2,700. Obviously this one's going to float around over time, and I expect that it probably will try again, maybe in like mid to late November. But it's usually not a great sign when these doggy coins are rallying. In this case, yeah, I do think it's done. You're probably going to bounce around here, 6,000. Lower high watch anywhere below 7,500 is fair game, and then I'd be looking for this one to take the big dumpola, the big bad dumpola. Probably looking more long term around about 45 to 5,000 even, and at that point maybe get a higher low somewhere right around there. Strong bases at around 2,800, however, so take that as you will. But I do believe that the dog shit party is probably done for now. Then again, I said that earlier and I was completely wrong about that. So please understand the invalidation conditions on that. And there you go, sir. Nice one. Much love to you as well, Mr. Eligio. Good, much love as well, sir. My good Italian friend. Oh, you're more interested in telecom on the daily and weekly. Shit, got the wrong one for you, man. Telcoin. I think we've looked at this before ages ago. Altcoin USD. Yeah, it's on KuCoin, obviously. Daily, weekly. Laggard. Short term down. Looking for a move back down to 1.6.5. Weekly. Same thing as well. Uninteresting as a chart in comparison to a lot of the things. Nothing to be excited about here as long as you're below about 2.5 cents or so. Long term, that is. Mario, what's up, man? Tesla long term, sure. Yes. Okay, we haven't looked at this one in like a couple weeks now, so where is she at? We were bullish on it last time, and fucking explosion right there. Jesus, man. Coming to the end of this month, which tomorrow is going to be the monthly close for Tesla, obviously, seeing as it trades in traditional markets. This is not bearish. This thing can pull back all the way down to $900, and I'd look at that as a major opportunity on the monthly. So if you are talking specifically about long term, that's what I'd be looking like right there. Weekly, still good as well. Daily. I do think it will probably pull back in early November, but again, anything down to 900 is fair game, and long term, very, very good. I only get concerned about this one long term if you start to come back down, let's say below, especially like 850. But if you want to be a little more aggressive, then 900 would be the same area. As long as you're above there, the breakout's real, and I'd probably be looking for a good November, like end of November. Probably consolidates in the early November, however. What's up? Clenbra, there he is. He's cleaned up. He's no longer taking the fucking horse tranquilizer drugs. Or no, they're not horse tranks, but you know what they are. Clenbra and Trendbra. Hey, Krown, if Bitcoin on CME closes the weekly below last week's, will that, you mean low, will that confirm a local high and have weekly bearish divergence from April all-time high? I think you're probably right on that. Yes, let's go double check. Okay, so... if we close below the last weekly low, will we have a local high? Yes. And will we have bearish divergence? Also, yes. Yeah. Yep. I'd 100% agree with you. And that would initiate targets down, around your $55,000 territory. So that'd be another way of kind of getting that. So it's going to be a long next about 48 hours until we get that. Let me just take another sippy sip of this. Damn, Nimbo is hard at work today, baby. Sending a lot of people on vacations. All right. You're being lazy. You're having idle chit chats. Bad. Some Trembolonia, says Randy. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Matsy? Big boy Theta. USD 4-hour daily and monthly. Okay. All right. If Theta has a monthly, actually. Man, all these things are getting... Oh, wait. No. I'm reading that wrong. Okay. All right. Let's address exactly what you're looking at. Okay. 4-hour daily, monthly. Yeah, not the most interesting altcoin chart right here. However, I do like this as your probably next higher low on the daily. Could it be? Well, the 4 hours is actually showing a little bit right here. Let me see how many videos I have. I would like to maybe put one out on this one because this one could be interesting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay. Yeah, we can do it. All right. Here we have Theta versus the dollar, and we'll do a general overview on this one. Lower term timeframes, 4 hour, do look like they want to rally off the 200 simple right here at about 605. I would be looking for short term targets somewhere around about $6.50 to 660 short term. That wouldn't really do too much for me for the medium and higher term timeframes. However, on the lower term timeframes, like a 4 hour, if this thing does start to close back above, especially 685 right here, let me just get this area out right here. Then, or sorry, more like 680, I suppose. Then I'd be looking at this as well, a confirmed not just higher low on the 4 hour, but probably bleeds on into the daily as well. And I would call a reversal right here. With that said, this is not the best setup on a daily, and with volatility starting to tick up and actually the moving average also moving up as well, off of that rejection, I mean, that is kind of nasty. I wouldn't get too bearish on it just yet, though. In fact, I wouldn't get bearish on it at all as long as you're above about 605 on a 4 hour. And short term, yes, is angled towards the upside. Anyways, you're specifically asking about what? The RSI. Okay, well, on the 4 hour RSI, anything of particular interest here? No, not really. First pass on the bearish control zone is going to be a rejection, yes. So also kind of playing into the idea of a bounce OLA here. We did hit very high BBWP as well on that move, so likely to bounce regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. Daily, do we see anything of particular interest right here? Made new highs on the RSI from this high to this high, so don't have anything to add right there. BBWP is very interesting to me, however, because this move probably has some legs on it. I know you asked about weekly, but you asked about the monthly actually. 5-day close last night, and this is still more neutral than anything else. Not really giving us too much right here. Upside resolutions above 680, even on a 4 hour closure would look really, really good. And targeting moves back around about $8 or so. And that's essentially where I'd start to get really excited about something like this. But monthly RSI, for example, do we see anything of particular interest right here? If this is going to be a higher low, would we have potential hidden bullish evidence going all the way back to June 2020? Well, where were we at that point? Whoops, wrong one. June 2020 was here. Would that constitute as a higher low? Yeah, it was like your first move outside of the accumulation range. So it would be of significant interest, but that's assuming a lot here for the monthly to confirm a higher low. In this case, which is long-term good. I mean, as long as this thing's above about $4, pretty damn good long-term. I'd really need to see like a monthly back above about, well, realistically about $8. So $8 kind of popping up on a bunch of different time frames there. I'm inclined to say that, as long as you're below there, it is still kind of under pressure long-term, but short-term, very bouncy here. Wouldn't get bearish on this one, looking for like major massive moves to the downside as long as you're above 605. Below there, yeah, looking for big moves down to 560 minimum, probably another bounce there, and then well, pray to Boolah Jesus, but for right now, I'd give it a chance to bounce, come back to it a little bit later, and hopefully that was helpful, sir. Of course, it's not financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. Just to repeat the old mantra there. What's up, Yol Bear? No problem, man. Go team 5.7 inch. Yeah, we're average, baby. I'm an AYC. No, AWC. And you fill out the acronym. Hey, Miner dude. Good morning to you, man. Holy shit, good to see you, brother. ETH dollar 1 day weekly. Actually, I think you probably already saw this one because we did it earlier, but in case you didn't, if anything's making me consider a potential bear trap in Bitcoin, it's the fact that Ethereum is looking a lot more like a higher low right here than not. It's not going to confirm today, or at least very unlikely to confirm today. But let's say we close the day anywhere above 4,000, and then tomorrow you see some sort of continuation of 4,100. That would look good for a confirmed higher low. 5-day closed yesterday night, and this is still long-term strong. It's just the question is, if Bitcoin dumps out and goes for 55, where does Ethereum likely find itself? And I'd likely look for it somewhere right around 35 to 3,600 or so. Volatility is on the floor right here, both on the daily and the 5-day as well. So I am long-term bullish. I mean, there's just nothing bearish about this one long-term coming into the end of this year here. Question is, where does the next higher low come in around? And I'm inclined to say that this one actually has a better setup than Bitcoin right now. It's just, if Bitcoin dumps out, I would not expect Ethereum to hold it up as well. So, you know, Bitcoin obviously below, what was it again? I think short-term below about 58. You know, have to be looking lower for pretty much everything in this market. In a short-term rejection right here, is it all over? Is it all for naught? Not so sure just yet. What's up, Junior Rays? Sir Chico, what? Triage 4-hour daily weekly. So this one's popped up a lot in the past as well. I haven't seen too much from it recently. See where she's at. Looking at a 4-hour daily and weekly. Okay. 4-hour. I mean, it's just, this one's actually held up really, really well compared to most things that I've seen. So that actually does deserve a lot of credit. Daily is long-term good. Higher lows anywhere above 11.5 are long-term very, very good. 5-day closed on new highs on the rally. I really like this setup right here. Look, it's kind of the same thing as a lot of the other things. It's like, you know, if Bitcoin dumps out a little bit, I'm looking for this one to tag back down to like 11.25. But this one on its own is very good long-term, especially coming into the monthly closure. I mean, anything above about $11, I'd be looking for a continuation to new highs, November, December. Anyways, I did not look at the weekly as requested. Weekly still good, man. I mean, this one broke out last week as far as I'm concerned. I do think that this one does trade higher. Going back to the daily over here, is there something that I'm missing? What it looks like from a momentum standpoint. Oops, here. Where is it? There she is. Yes. Okay, there we go. 4-hour is down as long as below $14. Okay. 12-hour, where are we at? Down as long as below 14.5. Daily. Up as long as above 12.5. Okay, interesting here. I actually don't really know too much what to make of this one. 4-hour wants to come down to 12.5. That's certainly not problematic. Yeah, I'm not getting anything too obvious for the short-term timeframes here. It's the higher term timeframes that are showing some a little bit more obvious. Short-term time could easily come back down to 12.5 for $13 and be completely fine still. So, you know, where would my validation be on something like this? Below 12.5 on a daily, or sorry, on a 4-hour. That would essentially make me target moves down to about 11.25 to 11.50 or so. And then I want to come back to it after that. Long term, I don't really have anything bearish to say about this thing, especially as long as you're above basically like 11.25 on daily. So hopefully that's helpful, sir. TV says RMRK. Okay, this definitely has to be a new one. Where are all these coins coming from, man? RMRK. Not much history here. That's the first thing that kind of stands out. 4-hour, man. I don't have an opinion on the daily, man. 4-hour probably not going to be not even enough to history to populate one little pixel of a 200 moving average. Short term, does it trade back up towards $9? Probably yes. I have to give you the honest answer, man. A healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer for this one. I mean, you've basically just seen one rangey chart. Nothing interesting really going on here. Something like this. Short term, yeah, I do think that it bounces back up, but hard to get excited about anything long term as long as you're below about 11.25. To the downside, I'm not like bearish on something like this as long as it's above about 7.62 or so on a 4-hour closure. Till then, man, just looks like a momentum oscillator essentially just running through the ranges right here. I don't think it's all that compelling, but yeah, short term I would be looking for a bit of a try to the upside and then come back to it after that perhaps. Mati, good morning to you, man. Can you check out Quick Swap? Quick Swap? Man, how many of these swaps are there? Got sushi swap, pancake swap, bake swap, fucking cake swap, cream swap, uni swap, and now we have Quick Swap. My swaps, my fucking swaps. Hey, does anyone think that this is weird? So when Elsa wants to brush her teeth, she says, "I want to wash my teeth." Like what? Does anyone else use that terminology to address when they would like to brush their teeth? 4-hour and daily. Okay. Yeah, this chart actually does look significantly different than a lot of the other charts that we've seen. I mean, first and foremost, been beat to shit. Most of the things were rallying, but short term it's actually fine here. About to get a golden cross. I'm actually bullish on this thing as long as you're above 420. Great number as well. Short term looking for moves up to 450 or so. Looking at 4-hour and daily. I don't think there's much of a daily here, but I actually do think this one's going to rally from this region. And again, invalidation would be below very easily 420 on a 4-hour closure. Until then, man, I actually like this one as a reversal here. What it's worth. It's okay. Matic is pumping. Yeah, man. Matic actually holding it up very, very well here. What's up, MJ? I know it's morning at your place, but ever thought of changing the time by an hour or two earlier to help the US fans? Man, it's already at 8 a.m. and if I'm going to make it any earlier, I'd have to wake up at like 4, and I can do 5, 6, but 4 is where I draw the line. You know, there is a potential that I will switch it into the American morning, so it would be for myself in the afternoon here. So it'd be like maybe 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time would be the start time. So it'd still be kind of early for the Pacific people out there, but I might change it towards that. I'll put out a poll maybe at the end of this week and just see what people think, because I am actually starting to consider changing my schedule up a little bit. So yeah, and thank you for that, man. Fab says Shib daily weekly. I think, and Elon, thank you, sir. We can do Elon instead because we've already done Shib. The old Shibanachi over there. Dog Elon. Like, what the fuck, man? Oh wow, and what do you know? It's rallying to the moon and beyond as well. Starting to get its first little sun right there, but I don't think that's too bad actually. Daily, weekly. Okay, so high time frames on these things. Toppy. Toppy, man. I do think this one's rather toppy. Wow, it's hit all the fib targets here, all the way to this 4.618. Like, I rarely see that. I'm curious, was that on a log scale or not? Let's see. Yeah, was, and I was taking like the greater range too. Wow. Yeah, I'd be very. I'm very inclined to say that this is like the high. You know, you're gonna see bounces along the way, but as long as this thing's now below about 780, I'd be massively bearish on this one. Again, there's going to be bounce along the way, but I do think that has probably hit the highs. What's up, Eric Perkins? Cream USD, I put my life savings in there last night and haven't checked it yet. Can you tell me short-term, long-term graphs? No problem, sir. I got some graphs right up my Angus right here. See what Cream my Angus have done to our poor friends. All right, so our friend here has a his life savings in Cream. Man, it's called fucking Cream, just so you know. Whoa! What the fuck? Oh, man. The good news is that you're alive. You just have less finances now. You didn't lose your money. 1 cream is still equal to 1 cream. You kind of lost your money. Wow, that Oh, fuck! It's always darkest before dawn, but sometimes it stays rather dark. A chocolate bar review channel. Are you that kid? You're too young to be doing this, man. Hi again. Good morning, sir. You'd probably enjoy good coffee chocolate bars. I hang my head for the disappointing price action, but looking at Litecoin Bitcoin on the 4-year cycle heading into Q4. Okay. Oh, fuck! I'm concerned, sir. I'm very concerned. Okay, so is there some merit to like the Q4 pumpola? Well, let's backtest it. How about that? Okay, when was the last Q4? That was starting October. Let's actually just go to a quarterly. Let's just go to quarterly. Okay, so on the 4-year, oh, it's a 4-year cycle headed to Q4. All right, so every 4 years it pumps. I really only see one pump here, man. I mean, this.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
He does sound like, I mean, he is in pain. I mean, look at this fucking chart. It's terrible. Wow. Okay, so is there a 4-year cycle? Maybe we're on the wrong exchange here. Maybe we go to like Bittrex, have more history. Okay. All right, so May of 2015 pumps up. Okay, so 4 years later, I should expect another one. No, 2 years later, we do see, but not in Q4. Yeah, none of these are in Q4 on these pumps. Man, this is the picture perfect pump and dump here. Here's the thing. I mean, you know, if I do want to do a serious analysis on this, not that there's really one to be done, but this is your traditional pumpy-ish area. But again, when you play the pump and dump game, it's like that Texas saying. Texas has the best sayings. It's like play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I think that this is a game that you don't need to play. And you know, you could also maybe argue that you've already seen that pump going on right here, right? This one already had a pretty nice move. That was 122% pump Ola right there in March of this year, actually. So off that same level. So I don't know, man. That's not my game. I would like some coffee chocolate bars though, so it's cool. I don't know, man. Litecoin just seems sad. But yeah, you know, if you are gonna pick like some area to just blindly punt some money and pray for the pump before the dump, I suppose historically this would be the area. Although that's again not my game and not something that I found too much success in trying to do in my history. So I'll just leave it right there, man. Thank you for that emoticon, Mr. TKE. Mr. D, there he is. What's up, Mr. D? You live in I'm guessing you live in Singapore? Man, we were actually looking at a video of, what's the capital of Singapore? Or is Singapore a country or a city? Okay, Singapore's a country. What's the capital? What's the big city there? Actually, I don't know. I'm American. I don't know geography. But it looked really, really cool, man. It looked super, super awesome. I actually really want to check it out. Anyways, you're looking at Link. You entered at 29, and AXS at 139. Should I be worried? Let's see. Where's Link at? It's a city, a nation, and a state. What the fuck? Really? Link I still like. Yeah, Link I still like, man. This is still long-term pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned. 5-day close, right? Yeah, I don't have a major... it depends... Okay, it depends like what sort of a time frame you're on, right? You know, if I were looking at this as a long-term trade with like a couple months like out, yeah, I do like this one. I have no reason to be bearish on this as long as you're above about $25 long-term. It just depends what you're looking at. So if you entered at $29, I mean, you're in profit actually, so I don't see any reason to be scared of that. Axie, let's see. This one, this is like one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, man. No, this one's held it up very, very high here. If Bitcoin shows any strength, this thing's probably going to do really, really well. I mean, shit, man. We definitely charted this one out yesterday. Why did it not save? Oh, well, whatever. As long as you're above 116, I have zero reason to be bearish on something like this. Below 116, yeah, I'd be looking for big moves down to 100 and maybe lower over time. But still good, man. Still just flagging out the tops. I mean, those are still, as far as I'm concerned, okay. What's up, Turkin? Can you give an overview of CMG? Is this Chipotle? Yeah, Chipotle Mexican Grill. Wow, daily bad, daily down, daily's breakdown, man. Weekly, maybe bouncy first, although I think you maybe played out your, yeah, I think you maybe played out your welcome around this. Holy shit, this thing's 1766 now? I remember when this thing was like $300. Wow. Wow, man. Yeah, I remember looking at it back around here when I was trading traditional markets. Holy fuck. Yeah, I do think that you are a bit short-term toppy here. I do think that this one will trade lower. Bearish as long as you're below about 1840 or so. I'm probably looking for this one to pop back down and fill the gap around about 1630 to 1650, it looks like. How does it look like on a monthly? Monthly looks like a short-term top to me. I think that this one pulls back down to like mid to low 1600s into November. Wow, that is one hell of a chart. This is what it really looks like too on linear scale. That is, wow, man. Wow, that is really something. Jesus. Gringenstein, nice name there. Hello once again. Hello to you as well, kind sir. May I have your thoughts on Biffy? Biffy bifib? Okay. This like a LGBTQ crypto. Fi. Not much history here. Oh, actually no, we're on a monthly. It should have okay. You're looking at a 4 hour and daily. Got it. Floppy and not too compelling, to be fair, but you know, we have seen a similar setup like this earlier today. You know, do I treat this as a higher low in the making as long as you're above 1250? Yeah, I would. Hidden bullish, everyone's come off this current low right here. So I'm a little bit biased towards the short-term upside. Problem is below 1255 or so, I'd be looking for another run back down to about 1190 daily. Again, sloppy, and you do have, or you are in a greater range here. So not too exciting as long as you're below about 1430 on a daily closure. Above there, this thing can actually, I guess, rip a little bit. I just don't know how much I trust this thing because it's looks incredibly liquid and very new. But that's where I'll be looking at right now. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. Jimmy Bacchus, good morning to you, man. How does it feel about to hit 100,000 subs, my friend? I don't know what to fucking make of this, man. Like I need to like seriously sit down and think about these things because you have to understand, when I first created this channel, it was simply because it was like in 2018. Yeah, 2018. I was bored. I just kind of like started to leave traditional markets, and I kind of missed like the social aspect of everything because, you know, in that time, whether I was on the floor or in an office, like there was always someone around me, and they were like legitimately fun people to talk with. And so that's why I named it like Krown's Crypto Cave, because it's like I'm living in this fucking cave. I barely do anything besides going out of my apartment except to go to the gym, and so I decided to start this channel. And originally I was just doing live trading on it, and just people would join on in. It's like it's fun times. Now I can't do that anymore, legal reasons, obviously. So now it's like, you know, it was mind blowing for me when this place even hit like 1,000 subs, let alone almost 100,000, which is just I don't know what to make of it, man. Like I'm very appreciative of it. And I want to really like meditate on that and realize like what the fuck this thing's become. But it's been a fun journey, man. It's been a fun journey. And I thank everyone, you know, who's been a part of the community here, obviously. Hey man, I think and thank you for those sentiments, man. That's very kind of you. Nimbo says, can we look at Hertz? Yeah. So they just bought like 100,000 Teslas, right? I think is it simple HTZZ? It is. It trades OTC. It doesn't trade on traditional markets. It trades OTC. Is this right? Am I looking at the right one? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Fair enough. Long term good. I mean, this is accumulation at the highs, but short term. Well, you're usually a long term person. You know, does it come back down to like 24 and a quarter, 24 and a half? Maybe. I think oh no, you kind of already saw that move already. What does monthly look like? Good, man. I mean, pullbacks down to mid 20s into November are fine. Long term looks pretty damn good. Quarterly, yeah. I'd be looking for this one to continue on with the party, man. This is just the market that never goes down. This is insane. This is insanity right now. Aaron Depp, good morning to you, man. I have to do this, but I hate to do this, but sir, Samo. Okay, Samo, I have 2 million coins at half of a cent. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. What could this be? It looks like we don't. Is this like the Samoan Tala? Is that what this is? Is this Forex? Or am I not looking in the proper place? Or are you talking about Samo Jedi Finance? Where do people come up with these names? Maybe let's try that. No. Okay. I don't know what you're essentially looking at. One cell. If you can't find it, then one. Okay, yeah, we can definitely do Harmony. I think that's going to pop up easily. And certainly I know, or at least I know it will. Very good here. Again, we saw kind of the same thing on Matic actually. And Harmony is basically the same chart, actually even more strong. Here we have Harmony symbol ONE1 versus the dollar. And we have a chart here that stands head and shoulders above pretty much everything else that we've seen today. This one is closing on new or already kind of around your prior time highs, and has already eaten up the dumbola from the last 24 hours. So this is good. This is showing a lot of strength here. 4-hour time frame is more or less putting your next higher low right here. It looks like to me. 31.25 cents. So as long as you're above there, I look for this one to trade sideways and up outside of this range. Next sort of confirmation of continuation of trend would be a 4-hour closure, let's say above about 37 cents. You could also do that on an hourly as well. Short term though, I do think that you are ranging more or less. Probably does come back down to like, you know, mid to low 30s, like 32 to 33 cents or so. But again, anything above 30 cents even, especially, let's actually do this for the hourly. Actually it's more like 31 cents, is fair game and good for the long term. And if you're looking at the higher term timeframes, this is just continuation as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'd be looking for volatility to kind of give the insight as to when this run is likely to stop. And right now we're just around 80 percentile. I want to see this get at least 95 percentile or more before I start to call tops on something like this. This is a really impressive run right here. The 5-day close last night as well. And I mean, that's strength, man. The 5-day jewel got the last signal coming out of this space, so that signal is still active. It's starting. I mean, I don't know how much more it has on it, but we typically do find our tops around this region, so that would imply at least another, I don't know, 10 to 15 days perhaps on top of that. So it does look good. Let's bring it up over here as well. Just see if this matches up with Stokes. Daily Stokes remained at the upside as long as above 35 cents. 5-day also up as long as above 27.5. 4-hour will be freshly popping up, by the way, and also pulling out this trend line right here. We do close above 31.80, and hourly is already up. So a little bit of short-term sideways. I do think that there will be a little bit of short-term downside as well, but again, above 31 cents, long-term, very, very good. If this thing does fail 31 cents or so, where would I be looking towards? Very likely somewhere back down around about 28 cents and then come back to it after that. If things get really nasty, 23 cents is kind of a hard base right there. But one of the best charts that we've seen today, actually. And by the way, hidden bullish evidence on 4-hour RSI right there as well, though. That's probably already played out. Hopefully that's helpful, man. Cool. Fly N says, Mom, or morning. They said mom. Please check out GLCH, sir. Short term, okay. All right, let's go. Start off with the 4-hour. A little bit of bouncy here is probably the short-term look on this one. Yeah, I'd be looking for a bounce here. It is kind of weak on the hourly, actually. Let me just double check. I'm just curious what it looks like. Glitch. We'll pop back up above 103.5 on an hourly. 4-hour will pop back up above 112.5. Yeah, and daily's coming down hard. I do think that this one looks a little more corrective. The question is, do we bounce short term first? Because that's specifically what you're asking for. 30-minute still looks a little more bouncy to me. It's weak though. It's just short term bouncy. Probably back up to like 108, maybe 110. I can't really get too excited about it on the short term timeframes, especially as long as you're below this spike high right here at about $112. Above $112, you start to see medium and higher term timeframe also just turn up again. But other than that, a little bit of short-term sideways, probably another bounce. Pray that the bounce gets above 110 to 112 or so. Other than that, I don't really have a strong opinion on this thing. Yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion on this thing. MJ, hello, sir. I haven't seen you do straight targets, so not sure if you'll answer this, but end of year targets for RISE and I just one, sir. Currently in RISE, looking into ISWH. Okay, this is Rolls Royce, right? Yeah, Rolls Royce. Yeah, I typically stay away from doing targets because that can be construed as, financial advice, and that's kind of illegal. End of year, you're probably looking at a quarterly for that. I don't know if it necessarily gets there by end of year, but I do think that this one will trade up somewhere around $3.25 to $3.50, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish within the next 6 months. I don't know if that necessarily happens exactly by end of year, but you're kind of at like your macro lows here. It's very likely to bounce here. Does that bounce put in another quarterly lower high, maybe somewhere like around $6 or $8? Perhaps yes, and long term, just ranges on the lows, probably. But I do think that it has some upside from this region. Just it's been beat up so much, man. It's it's basically come down like 92% without a realistic bounce over the past 3 years now. We can just quickly look at the other one just to whet your appetite, sir. Just to see. ISW Holdings. Oh, terrible. Just I avoid charts like this like the fucking plug, man. You don't need to trade shit that's OTC. I understand that, like, you know, it's kind of like cryptos, right? It's like buying like a fucking meme coin and you think, oh, well, it's been beat up a lot, so it's probably going to rally here. Most of the things that trade OTC are just, they shouldn't be traded at all, in my experience. And there, Bitcoin goes for a bit of a bounce. Oh, nice one. Yeah, looking at this one right here, I think best it would do on like a pump phase to the upside is like 25, 26 bucks. But that's wishful thinking, man. I mean, this thing's a dead heartbeat is what it is. I shouldn't be encouraging this sort of thing. Then again, you're going to hate me if it does pump, but I don't know, maybe you have insider information and you know that they got some sort of news that's going to be dropping. Winning Choice 87 says, hello, Krown. My cotties are playing with major support. Is it still fuck or not, please, for our daily? Did we look at this one earlier or was it seller? I think it was seller. Major support here. Yeah. You know, a lot of things coming down to the 55 right here. I mean, you'd be looking for bounce within this region. You're looking at a 4 hour as well. You know, you can come up with a bit of a range play, obviously. So is it fuck or not? Within the context of the market right now, I think of it as fuck, I suppose. Likely to bounce at the very least. You know, I don't think looking for 49.5 to 50 cents is asking for too much, but you know, same conditions as yesterday. Difficult to get excited about as long as you're below about 56.5. And you know, if Bitcoin shits the bed here, this thing's gonna dump out fucking hard, man. It's gonna dump out probably well below 40 cents till your mid 30s, if I had to guess. So until then, it is a lot of risk. I mean, you did get another drive of hidden bearish evidence right there. It's not like a killer, but daily jewel is, well, not really giving a signal either just yet. And volatility on the floor. So if this one does continue to the downside, yeah, it's going to be a nasty move, like mid to low 30s most likely. Until then, you know, I do still look at it as a range play, because I do think that the market is a little more bouncy than not right now. I do think that short-term time frames probably try that. So, I mean, then again, if I go to an hourly on this thing's like weak as fuck. So any sort of weakness in Bitcoin, this thing's going to get hammered, it looks like. Looked pretty damn good yesterday. Not so much today. Certainly not my favorite chart. Weekly. That can be much. 5 day. Yeah, five days is okay long term. I just suspect that we could have another downside move. Let's see. Let me zip up on this. Okay, is it Solana? Okay, yeah, we'll look at Solana for Jack really quickly here. All right, Solana. Let's see. I still like it, man. Let's see. So where did that 5 day close? Yeah, did close above prior range highs. Good. Okay. Should we do a video on this one or not? Maybe not. This one's too hard of a chart. No. Short term, are we bouncy here? Probably yes. I think 195 is fair game. Go down to an hourly here, and gonna be tethered to whatever Bitcoin does. If I am looking on an hourly right here, I'd like to see it close above about 193, and it wouldn't necessarily be a 195 target. It'd actually be a little bit higher than that, probably more like $200 or so. Problem is, I do see some hidden bearish evidence potentially forming right here if you do put in a lower high right here. How would you put in a lower high right here? Well, close below about 187.25 by the end of this next 30-minute period, and that would do it. I'm curious to see if momentum oscillators are more bouncy or not. Can you open up the door, by the way? Thank you, sir. Daily down as long as below about 200. Okay, so I do like that as a pivot for the medium and higher term timeframes. 4 hour pops up above 184.89. Okay, and hourly is already up above 185. Okay, also good. 2 hour is freshly up above 186.85 as well. I'd give it a chance to bounce, man. You know, the higher term timeframe is still very, very good in my opinion on this one. I'm not bearish on that. Certainly not bearish on that. See what the bi-monthly looks like as well. Oh yeah, really, really good. The question is, you know, how far do we come down here? Here's the thing though, Jack, is that, you know, again, if Bitcoin does dump its shit out, and this thing, let's say, breaks below about 182 on a 4 hour, I would be looking for it to come significantly further down. I'm talking like 165 to 170-ish region. I still think that would be even a long-term opportunity here. It's just where does this next higher low come in around? Because we haven't had a higher low since 155. And you know, even that 165 region would still be good, right? So yeah, I think it's just easy to watch Bitcoin here realistically. But if you do want to do the range play, then I'd be looking at 180. Let's just call it 181.5. Make it nice and simple right there on a 4 hour, and then yeah, I'd be looking lower. Minimum 177 for a bounce, and then probably lower than that, maybe a little bit below 170 overall. Let's see. There he is, Kendrick Camps. What's up, man? How was Dubai? Dubai was great, man. I was really shocked by that city. That city just impresses in every little way. It's so interesting to like just walk around and analyze it, man. Like it's like an American city in the Middle East, but they do America better than America. Weird. It's really weird. Also had the best what was it? Lamb chops? Lamb choppies? Had the best lamb dish there ever. It's fucking amazing. Thoughts on Maker USD? Okay, you added on the lows and took profits off tops. Nice. All right, that's always going to be good trading, of course. Let's see. Maker. Go to a daily. Definitely on the weaker side, but are you around your range lows right now? Yeah, it does look so. So, you know, if you are gonna do a little bit of a punt, or I guess I already have it in here, but we really need one trend line for this one. If you're gonna do a little bit of a puntola, I suppose this would be the area to do it. I do think, however, if we go down to a 4-hour time frame, now you got the setup. You got the same setup here that we see pretty much across the land. This one's playing pretty par with everything else, just a little bit on the weaker side short term. I wouldn't get too bearish on it as long as you're about 2200 or so. Below there, I would look for a nice little dump with a wick down to that like 2050 or so. Until then, short term, a little bit of sideways and probably tries for a bounce alongside the rest of the market. Wouldn't mind move back up to 2360 or so, but I suspect that you're probably on higher time frames. So you basically sold I mean, that's phenomenally done right there. It's hard to get excited about this thing as long as you're below 2760 long term, but even just trading back above that region would look really good. Daily closures above about 2670, you know, if you want to wait for closures. Volatility is on the ground right here, so probably looking for this move sooner rather than later. I mean, within these next few days, I think at minimum a week. Speaking of the week, let's look at the weekly. You know, we see the same setup all across the land, and I'm a lot more inclined to say that you're probably putting in higher lows on your higher term timeframes around this region than not. It's just a setup at the end of the day. You know, does it break? If it breaks, yeah, you take the position off. You're probably looking a lot lower. You're probably looking towards 1700 on a weekly if you are playing these higher term timeframes. Until then, though, I don't think it's doing. I don't think it's gonna like flip around and do the major move like now, but. Above that, what was it, 2670 region, that's when I really start to look for this one to rally up, because it actually can start to zoom back into the mid to upper threes. Would look good. Let's see what the monthly looks like here too. Don't like it. Don't like it. The monthly is a little more on the bear side, but not really enough data there to analyze. And same thing with the bi-weekly. Like, gotta give this area a little bit more of a chance, in my opinion, than not. So that's why I'm being a lot more lenient with this one. Hopefully that's helpful, sir. And good trading, man. Maximilio Palma says, hope all is well. Yeah, man. I got a good night's sleep last night, so that's all I need. CRV USD. Yep, let's do it. CRV US Derp. Okay, all right. Looking good on this. Yeah, looking really good. Looking really good, man. Similar chart to, I think it was Matic and the other One Harmony. Obviously not at new all-time highs, but still very good. As long as this thing's above 415 on a 4-hour, I'm looking for this one to trade sideways and up from this region. Volume signature is strong. Volume signature is good. Hidden bullish upper and some of that last low as well. Hourly, bit of a short-term range, similar to the other ones as well. Wouldn't mind a move down to like 450 or even 435. Again, I do think short-term it's a bit more rangy than not. High time frames though. Oh, sorry. Oh, it looks like we did hit our target from yesterday, because I remember we did try this one yesterday. I was saying about 570 would be the major area to be aware of. You know, probably going to spend a little bit more time consolidating within this region. We do see BBWP is in that 95 percentile region. So I do think that you found probably a local high. Trade sideways here, tries for a higher low somewhere above $4 and tries higher later, maybe into like end of year. Weekly still very good. Next sort of piece of the puzzle I want to see is weekly closure above basically $4 would look really fucking phenomenal coming into late November. Monthly, not really much of a monthly to look at, but generally good here. Kind of has like a W accumulation, although and very early to be calling something like that. All right, Bitcoin, you gonna give us a bounce or what? Is it fuck or not, baby? Show me the fuck. Show me the old fuckola. Rolando, any thoughts on doggy pumping for a short quick trade? I bought it at 27 cent. I don't know, man. I would assume it trades with SHIB, and I think SHIB's, you're going to see bounce around there, but whoa, no. Like good old Carlos Matos. Actually, no, this move is fresh. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I do think it is going to pump a little bit higher, probably back around 30 cents. What the fuck, man? Is this consistent amongst other doggy coin charts? Let me just double check. What about Bittrex maybe? Yep, it is. Okay. Yeah, I actually do think it will move higher. Probably above 30 cents, maybe 31 and a half, maybe even all the way to 33 cents again. I mean, this is very close to popping above your range highs, and that would be a lot more long-term bullish. I'm always very skeptical to get like, bullish on charts like this, but hey man, above 30 cents end of week, or sorry, 31 and a half cent end of week, I'm looking for this one to go on a run towards almost 38, 39 cents into November. But you're saying like a short term. Yeah, I do think it gives you another try above 30 cents. Sounds like you entered in 27. Yeah, you're looking good, man. You're looking good. Sweet. Moose Bass says, Moose Bass, doggy one day, we gonna get cream tonight or not? Again, if something's gonna fucking pull the rug on you, it's probably gonna be this thing. But for what it's worth, these setups have been rewarded more often than not over this past month here. I'm inclined to say that doggy does pull through as well. Would like to see a daily closure above 28 and a quarter, but as always, when it comes to meme tokens, I'm not too compelled by them. Volatility is ticking up here, so technically speaking, I should be looking for this one to actually explode from this region. Take that as you will. I would not take this trade myself, but I also really don't trade any altcoins to begin with, so I'm not the best person to ask. Yeah, I mean, it is okay. Okay, here's the more important part. Where would you invalidate something like this? Daily closing back down below about 27 cents. Yeah, I'm going to be bearish on this thing. Until then, though, I guess, I guess you got to reward the setup. Or at least that's kind of what my strategy would tell me there. AAP says SCRT. Okay. This one's popped up. Or what is it? Smart secret the secret network. All right, I'm in. All right, I'm in. Let's see. Weekly. Wow, powerful. Holy shit. Holy fook. How do we know when the pamp is over? So I like to look at daily BBWP for that purpose. I want to see it get at least minimum above 95 percentile. We are currently at 92.5 percentile. And the more obvious way to be looking at it would be like if it tops out at like 100 percentile for a few days in a row, that would look pretty damn good. For right now, I think that this one actually does have another push higher. The reason why I'm saying that is because daily RSI is still in a position of strength right there, and it's probably got one more push higher. I don't know how high this one's going to go. Let's maybe see if we're at a major region right now. We're actually at the 3.618. So I guess we looked at this one a few weeks ago, and that's one of the more long-term targets. I should be looking for tops around this region because if it does push higher, it's going to go 10.5, $11. At that point, I really start to look for highs. So how would I judge a high right here? Let's say today it comes back down and closes below about 770. That's not even helpful. I mean, that's so fucking far away. It does look like it wants to continue a little bit more here. It's just when you're at a major fib like that, I'm inclined to look for a pullback first. You kind of got that right here. How deep was this pullback? Yeah, it's 25%. Pretty relevant. I guess I have to still be looking for short-term sideways and up as long as you're above 775. Fucking strong, man. Man, that one, the app is still good here too, man. Yeah, I guess I would be looking for maybe one more push. But of course, as you know, when it turns around, it's going to be really, really fast. I'd be looking at daily BBWP. I do think it's very, very close, but perhaps not there just yet. In fact, I mean, probably does not look like that at all, at least for right now. What's up, Legend LEZs, Snap Daily Weekly, RIP social media. Yeah, man, no one uses Snapchat anymore. I'm on the old Instagram right there. Apparently, a lot of you savages have found. Wait, no, Snap USD. Whoops. A lot of you savages have found my Instagram. Actually, I have it linked in the description of this video, so it's not too under wraps anymore. I used to not talk about it at all. I have both one for the channel here, and then also like a personal one. Bad. Probably headed back down to prior range lows. I must have made this chart like at least a year ago, maybe more than that. I'll be looking for next bounce somewhere around about $48.50 or so. Terrible. Just terrible here. I'll be looking for a bounce there. Bounce can come up all the way to like 63, 64, 65. If and when it does, but I just think it's going to be just that, just a bounce. And long term, I think this one actually has topped out here. I mean, that is a very toppy formation, bearish divergence on the monthly. So short term a little bit more downside, probably bounced from about 48, 40 and a half, then lower high watch anywhere around like $60 region to 65, I'd say. Kind of nasty. RIP social media, man. Yeah. Who uses Snap anymore? Like, what the fuck? Blackjack 95, Matic USD, 1 hour, please. When Moon Sirs. I think this one is kind of green. Looked. Did we record one? I think we recorded one on this already. So we just briefly look at this, just the hourly. I still like it for as long as it's above about 176. Same criteria as yesterday. Daily, I still like as well. Yeah, I'm looking for sideways and up outside of this region here. Yeah, there's some bearish divergence forming right here. I think that you've kind of already played that one out. I don't look at this as a potential reversal as long as you're above about 140, 146 or so on it, even on an hourly in this case, especially a 4 hour as well. This one still looks decent to me, especially long term. So if you're on the very short term time frames, do I think it's going to trade down from here? Yeah, I do think so. It's probably going to at least swipe like 180 again. If it does take out 176, let's say, that's at the point where I look for deeper retracements down to like 165, 166 region. It probably comes alongside of a Bitcoin breakdown as well if that were to happen. Okay, cool. Gemini Athlete says Ren 4 and daily and weekly. Okay, all right. Very consistent with this one, aren't you? Oh man, this one got hammered yesterday. Still holding on to the higher low structure right there, which is good. Came down exactly to the 55. Okay. Probably even this out a little bit more just to be a little more lenient with it, but I would still look at this as an okay setup as long as you're closing daily dildos above about 97 cent. You've just come down and tested there right now. That's okay. You're looking at also a weekly as well. Weekly long term, I like it, but if you do start to close below, what was it like 95 or 96 cent? Kind of where we're at right now. A little bit lower. What is it? Yeah, 96 cent. I would be looking for this one to play at a deep retracement down to well, first target would be about 90 cents, but longer term target would be like 75 cents or so. Until then, I still give it the benefit of the doubt. I mean, still technically operating on higher lows right here. Just need to see it not break below the last 96 cent low. Let's see. There he is, Luke Bowden. What's up, man? Quick TA, okay. Or question. Understand BBWP direction neutral, but when it is expanding of a low read, can price move in both directions? Well, of course, price can move. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I understand what you're meaning. Yes, because what is it telling you? It's telling you that volatility is increasing, and volatility is just telling you essentially that the range for that period is getting larger and larger, right? So it could just be like extremely wicky price action. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, something like this, right? You see a lot of wicks on both sides, and volatility is starting to actually tick up for the first time since I don't know, about a week ago. It looks like, and we've seen both, a move to the upside first and then move to the downside. Yeah, I mean, it's just essentially telling you that the ranges are expanding and price action is traveling a greater distance both ways in that period. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Jeremy Shulman says, hey Krown, I'm having PTSD from May of 21 with SHIB pumping and now dog. Yeah, I do think that that's a very valid point and rather concerning. Yeah. Also ETF top like 2017 CME. Yeah, you bring up a lot of really, really lucid and important points. You take a peek at the Pi Cycle top indicator. I've not actually. Let's go pull her up. I haven't looked at this in a while actually. I think we got it right here. Okay. All right. Where are we at right now? Okay, so the first thing that needs to be denoted by the Pi Cycle top indicator is that if you are going to look at it as relevant, price action needs to be above both the orange and the green moving averages here in order for it to fire off a relevant signal. We are actually caught between them right now. You'll never get a Pi Cycle top signal without price action being above both of them, like you saw right here, like you saw right here, like you saw right here, and right here again. So I don't think it wouldn't be a signal just yet. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to that, but the other points that you bring up are valid in and of themselves, and that would certainly be the more bearish look on this one. Absolutely. I mean, and those are very, very important points that you bring up. I still go off of, I mean, the problem with me is that I don't really, dare I say, I don't really care about that kind of stuff because I'm just going to be trading, short-term and medium-term timeframes for the most part anyways. So yeah, teach their own, right? But you do bring up some really, really good points, obviously. Let me take another sippy sip of this. There we go. Kendrick's back. Yes, higher time frame. Lol. Profit 2x at 25.50. Nice. Once at 26.50. Fucking nice again. And thoughts on SEC targeting fungible tokens like not, but also DeFi. Just need or cause for concern. Well, I think it's always been destined to happen, right? And if you've been paying attention to the latest news with that, it seems very obvious that the SEC is intent on like basically holding jurisdiction over stablecoins, for example, which is obviously going to be a big part of like a lot of the way that DeFi works, because a lot of that is like integrated with it. It like I think, okay, so your question is it like cause for concern? It's going to be short-term volatile, yes. I mean, the market's probably not going to like that. You know, the market likes being essentially anonymous, or at least that would be interpreted as better. But long-term, I think it's a done deal. It's certainly going to happen, and it's for the best of the greater good here too. The reason why I say that, as I burp up my coffee from the early morning, is essentially, you know, this market, if it's going to get long-term and what's the word that I'm looking for? Not acceptance, but just more and more. Oh my God. Okay, I'll just say acceptance, but you know what I mean. Like more and more people getting involved with this market. It becomes more mainstream. Yes, that's the word that I'm looking for. You're going to have those sort of agents or those sort of entities, you know, in place, and it's just the way that it's going to be. I mean, that's what's going to make a lot of people feel a lot more comfortable with it. Just by having that. So again, I understand that a lot of people are going to disagree with that statement just at the outset, but you have to understand that that's not the way that most people think. At least I would assume so. Maybe I could be wrong. Is the SEC stuff just FUD? It's not FUD. I mean, it's very real. It's very real. It's just, I actually look at that as a long-term good thing. It just, you know, makes the space more legitimized. Is what it does, in my opinion. What's up, Shelly? From Estonia. There she is. Soul Daily Weekly. Okay, all right. I think we did this one earlier, but maybe short-term time frames there. Daily short-term. I'd give like 180 chance to put in a higher low. Start to close daily dodos below your last wick low, which is 177.25. I'd be looking for next major move down somewhere around 160 to 165 or so, and try for a higher low there. Weekly, still good. Nothing really bearish about this long term, as long as you're closing weekly dildos above 175. Monthly, still very long term good. Bi-weekly, same thing. You know, if I'm just looking at this one long term, it's a question of, it's similar to Bitcoin. It's like, where do we put in this next higher low? Is it happening right here? Do we come a little bit lower? In Solana's case, if it does come a little bit lower, I'd probably looking at around like mid 160s. Until then, I generally like everything that I see here. Like long term is still very, very good. So that's all really I have to say about that. Oh man, we're at the end here too. Step says HNT seems to be looking for a top. Too late to get in. Okay. It seems to be looking for a top. Is it too late to get in? It depends what time frame you're looking at, man. It does look a little bit toppy here on the daily. A lot of wicks to the upside right there. But you know, if you go down to the hourly right here, it just looks like it's an illiquid shitcoin most likely. Would I be? So I'm not sure that I particularly understand the question. Like, is it looking toppy, or is it too late to get in? Well, it depends. Like if you're very long term, I mean, it's kind of a breakout here. It looks like. Not super obvious. This is why I do not want to trade fucking altcoins, man. Charts look like this. Look, if you close the weekly anywhere above $25, I don't think it's going to be a top. Short term, does it trade sideways and, you know, put in a bit of a short term sideways and down? Probably yes, but in November, I'd be looking for new highs most likely. Weekly is very, very strong here above $25. So same thing on 5-day as well. You know, I like both of those, but short term time frames, can this thing come back down to like, you know, 24, put in a spike low right there, and then close the day back above 25? Yeah. Just depends what time frame you're looking at. So if you're asking about short term, is it looking toppy? Yeah. Long term, is it looking toppy? Well, depending on that weekly, which looks like it probably is going to have a chance here. No, I don't think so. So if you don't include a time frame, that I can't really say too much more about that. But hopefully that was helpful in some way, sir. Rapture says, "Hey man, can you check out Atom USD on Binance 194 hour?" Sure. Atom. Here we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, another chart that, I mean, you know, if you're looking for a continuation, you want to see it almost immediately, and you be looking for $33 below yesterday's low. See what the 4-hour looks like. Yeah, as long as this one's closing 4-hour deltas above about 36.5, I'm looking for this one to trade sideways and up from here. Below 36.5, I do look for this one to trade all the way down to about 32.5 to 33. Try for a bit of a bounce right there and then come back to it. Until then, I'm inclined to say 5 days still long-term good. Weekly, I mean, I don't think it's ready like right now, but long-term still okay. It's about to confirm hidden bullish evidence if it can close the weekly here or higher. Still got a few days to confirm that, but you know, I kind of like the range plays on a lot of these things. And if you're looking at the very short-term time frames, the range play is actually rather simple. 46.5 versus that same $36 number right here, even on an hourly. Okay. Jeremy Shulman says, yep, we got that. Actually, I think I responded to you earlier on that one, so all good there. Holy shit, are we at new all-time high in likes, Mr. D? What the fuck? 1.3. Holy shit. We actually have we actually have more likes than people watching. That is insane. Oh my lord. What the fuck do I do with this? That's insane, man. Holy fucking moly. What the hell? That's insane. Thanks everyone. I mean, that's incredible. Wow. In 1.4, what the fuck is going on here? This is insanity, man. This is insanity. We've gone to the moon and beyond on likes. We'll never get higher than this. We've hit our peaks, baby. It's only down from here. Ibby says Cardano daily, weekly. Yeah, we did look at this one earlier, but we could look at it on a higher term time frame once again. Short-term bouncy. Yeah. Short-term bouncy kind of alongside the rest of the market. I believe I said earlier that it could easily get back above just above about $2. However, if I'm looking at anything that does look bearish in this market, it would be this one. The problem is like, can you be bearish on, you know, actually a major cap right here while you're essentially looking for at least a bounce, maybe even a bear trap on Bitcoin and the other majors? Traditionally, it's just not wise. But if I'm looking at, whoops, dropped it. I'm looking at the 5-day right here. If I'm looking at the 5-day, I would be looking towards 165. You know, within the next few weeks. So short-term bounces, again, can come anywhere around, you know, 202 to maybe even 205. I would remain, I suppose, bearish on this one after a bit of a short-term bounce, as long as any bounce fails to get back above 216.5. That's kind of my line in the sand on that one. Just the thing that throws me off there is, again, looking for bounces across the board. Usually, you got to kind of say the same thing about one thing as the other. But this chart does look significantly different than most other things. So I don't know what to make out of that, to be honest with you. If I'm going with the tried and true, then I'd say, well, probably dies. But I don't know, man. I have to say, this is one that I'm just gonna be watching. I don't trade this one to begin with, but yeah, weekly looks down, monthly. Again, a lot of these look like they want to correct to like 160, 165 region. I'd say a strong invalidation condition above about 116.5, or sorry, 216.5, that is. What's up, Daniel Frank? Hey, all good, man. SLP. So this is the smooth love potion. This is the Axie Infinity thingy. Huh? Man, I really appreciate the support on that. That is fucking sweet. Let's see, SLP, bad, real bad. But are you in a bouncy territory or not? I mean, this would be another one of those like pump and dumps, right? Like you're playing the pump and dump game. You did kind of pump off this level from May 2021. Got a little bit right here. Very anemic though. You know, you play these things at your own risk. I have a personal rule that I never play these sorts of things just because it's ridiculous, and like when they go against you, it's going to go massively against you, right? Where would I get excited about this one? Maybe that's a more relevant question. Back above about, I already have it marked off. 97.5 cent. To the downside, I think that you lose your hopium for another pump phase, and likely another dump phase as well, and just skip the pump phase and enter into the dump phase below about 5.31 or just 5.3, we'll say, in that continuation of trend at that point. I really don't have strong opinions on charts that look like this though, because they can pump out of nowhere. It's just be aware of your risk. I guess it is kind of a strategy for some people, but that's not my game. I can't really give you a good opinion on that one, man. All right, I think we're at the end of the comments here. Holy shit. Holy fucking moly. Oh, no, we got a couple more. John Dude says, morning magical octopus Reef USD on Binance Daily Weekly. Okay. We haven't seen this one in a bit. Reef USD. Okay. Daily and weekly. Daily, another sloppy looking chart here, but you know, if you're looking at this from the bullish view, you got a golden cross on the way right here on low volatility. You just spiked into it, and so far the response has been really good. You know, that is a traditional, very good signal. Weekly is looking like a reversal to me as well, closed on new highs, also at a higher low. I'm a lot more inclined to say that this one works its way sideways and up from here, but there's a very easy invalidation condition on this one, and would be massively bearish too. Below about 246 cent on a daily. Yeah, very fucking bad. Probably going to cough up the majority of this rally well below 2 cents. But until then, you know, until then, I suppose it's okay. It's just sloppy, man. So it always throws me off here. What's up, T-Lore? T-Lore says GTH. Okay, this is a new one for me. GTH. Gather. All right. Here we go. Gather it up. Yeah, it's certainly not strong here as well. Definitely weak. You know, if Bitcoin shows any weakness, this thing's going to get absolutely fucking hammered. But if we go down to the lower term time frames, you do have a bit of a setup, I guess. I'm going with a lot of the range plays today rather than like trending plays. But as long as you're above 965, I guess okay. Below 965, it loses any potential Bula-ishness hopium that I could possibly give you. Looking down to about 8.5 cent, maybe even more to the downside. Until then, we do have a lot of things suggesting a little bit of short-term upside, and I would get excited about this one above about, what is this, 1077 or so. Looking for moves back around your spike highs from you know, late September at around just under 13 cents or so, if that were to happen. Again, very, very weak chart overall, but that would be my conditions for that one. Lastly, thoughts on coin. Oh yeah, you want to look at Coinbase, Kendrick. Yeah, this one's actually relevant just because last I looked at it, it turned the corner here. That was early this week. Let's see how it held up yesterday. Yeah, I did play at a pullback yesterday. Man, this is looking all fucking... Oh, whoops. Jesus, that's on Bittrex. Can we go to a real exchange? There we go. That's it. That's it. Okay, so here's what I like about it long term. You are above the accumulation range highs, so that is generally good. Short term, you're getting your first sort of sell off from here. Do I think it can continue down to like $300 base? Perhaps yes. I look at the reversal as real as long as you're above this area right here on a daily, which is, we can just say 290. So short term, you're kind of getting your first pullback from there. But if you're looking at this as like a Wyckoff, right, you're getting your first, I forget what the terminology is, but you're getting your first pullback after jumping the creek. And you need to see it, the $300 level essentially hold, or what's it, 290 level hold. And if that does happen, then, well, should work its way onwards and upwards and be in the clear. 5 days still looking good. Weekly, not so hot, but we still got another couple days, so all good. Monthly looking very, very good here as well. Any sort of a monthly closure above $300, and I would be looking for a decent November and especially December here. Chester says, can you explain how you draw Febs, please? Never seen them done like that. Well, when I'm doing extensions, I'm just trying to plot targets into new all-time highs. If I'm doing retracements, then I'm trying to find out, you know, popular retracement areas. That's all. So in a bull trend, in an uptrend, you go in the direction of the trend. It's kind of like the easy rule of thumb to understand if you want the retracement levels. So start low, start low, end high if it's an uptrend. Obviously, vice versa for a downtrend. But if you're looking for extensions, then I actually just use the regular fib tool anyways. So I just draw it opposite is what it is. You could also do like a trend-based fib tool as well. I don't bother with that because it's gonna be the same thing. Crypto Slave says, bro, I have a crap load of AVAX, unsure of long-term outlook, aka 5-day, weekly, monthly. Okay. All right. I think I got AVAX loaded up over here, and I'm talking about Avalanche, not the old Vaxer. 4 hour? Okay, you're not asking about a 4 hour, but 4 hours bounce here for what it's worth. How many videos do I have today? Hold on. Let me just double it up over here. Maybe record this one and we can end on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we could do this one. All right. Here we have Avalanche, symbol AVAX, versus the dollar. We'll do a general OV on this one, and short-term timeframes are looking a little bit bouncy, kind of alongside the rest of the market. Now, there is a range play pretty much in just about anything within this market right now. And for AVAX, it would be below 60.80 would break the downside of the short-term range, in implying targets back down somewhere around 58.75 or so, maybe a little bit lower than that over time towards 57. base. But short term, does it bounce back up somewhere around about 64 and a quarter to $65? Yeah, I do think so. That doesn't really mean much for the long term, however. So let's go to the daily. Daily, we did get our spike down to the 55 right here. That is actually a very good response thus far. I sincerely would not mind if this one did put in a more obvious low around this region, however. I would not get long-term bearish on this thing, especially as long as you're above 55 on a daily, 55 and a quarter to be exact, in fact. Until then, I do like the long-term range here. Let me just kind of readjust it for this. Something like this. Anything above 57 is another higher low and a pretty damn good one at that. I get very excited about this one long-term above $70 on a daily, 5-day. Same thing. I don't think it's ready just yet. I think that this one will trade sideways here for a while. But again, anything above 57 especially is long-term very good. Weekly, same chart here. Monthly, same thing as well. So I don't really have too much to add on to that. Maybe Momentum also just can help us out with a bit more of a bias on those directions. Or let's see if they line up with resolution points. 4 hour pops back up above 61 and a quarter. Okay, looking good on that in the next hour or so of trading. 12 hour pops back up above 72, so I don't think it's going to start trending to new highs anytime soon. I think like earliest would be maybe late November or so. Daily's down but below 68 as well, and 5-day same thing. So higher term time frames are more corrective, lower term time frames are more bouncy right here. So I'd be looking for a little bit of a short term bounce. Anywhere around 60, like I said, 64 and a half to 65 and a half is kind of fair game. I wouldn't get excited about this one long term for making new ultimas as long as you're below $70. But if it can start to actually trade above there and close above there on, I think it was a daily we were looking at, yeah, then we actually will have some interesting targets to the upside long term. Continuation targets would be between about 76 and a half to $80 or so. And very long term, months down the road, if that condition were even to be met in the first place, looking at like $90 plus. With that in mind, if this one does take out about 57 to the downside on a daily closure, I would be looking for a pretty deep retracement. Probably looking somewhere down around your mid to low 40s at that point. But for right now, sideways within this region is long-term very good. I just don't think it's going to be doing anything like super interesting anytime soon, if it is going to end up being bullish. So hopefully that's helpful. And there you go, sir. That's one, man. All right. Yeah, we certainly did do SHIB, man. I think that is going to be it for today. We're at the 2-hour mark. My voice is just starting to hurt, so that's good. I'm going to go eat some honey and rest up. And yeah, I want to say a massive thank you. I mean, this has just been insane. We have literally a new all-time high on likes. I've never seen this before. We have literally more likes than we have people watching at 1,500, which is insane. I don't know what to make of this. This has been quite the fun time. So I need to meditate on these thoughts and find a better way to express my gratitude for this. With that said, I'll leave you with that. I'm going to be signing off now. Take care and hopefully see you very soon. I will upload a shorts video later if something significant happens with price action. And again, please do be aware of the invalidation and also interesting areas for Bitcoin from earlier within the stream, as that's going to drive pretty much everything else within this market. All right, take care and see you soon.
Christmas dildos moving up and down. They all call him Crypto Krown. You've got to TA to be free. Learn how to surf in the deep Red Sea. Trend lines, average values, RSI. Lift ocean coins to the sky. From distributor into XRP. Oh, bear Jesus, set us free. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final countdown. Open has the go for a ride. The whales are coming very soon, very soon.